Ladies and gentlemen. No, actually, no. I'm not gonna start the video like that. My fellow swamp people. No, this sounds even dumber. Should I cut this out? Nah, we'll be fine.
It sure is nice.
Hi, Squidward.
So, I don't know about last time we talked about Paladins and Overwatch being like, you know, mixed in reviews. Overwatch being a lot of like paid to play type stuff. Kind of not really. They were just more focused on skins. It wasn't much paid to play. In Paladins being more levitated towards character design and development and putting effort into their community. But today, we're talking about something else. We're going way back, going to the 90s. Talking about N64 games. This video, I'm just gonna be like spitting out a bunch of facts, talking about this certain type of games, and overall just sharing my opinion. Now, I'll put the screenshot up. Man, why is my voice cracking? I'll put the screenshot up, but remember this fella, he was like bad topics or like bad takes or something, and I thought it was pretty funny. It was like, yeah, you know what? Let's put some more knowledge into these videos. So that's what I'm gonna do with this N64 video. So if you like it, enjoy, and maybe if you really like it, stick around. You know what I mean? Okay, let's start with our first topic. So we all know about Doom and Wolfenstein, one of the equally best games known to man. Doom being one of the best soundtracks out there. Like if you're a fan of heavy metal, that's something to go to. And Wolfenstein being one of the most entertaining storylines that I've ever played. But in the 90s, this was a little bit different. Doom and Wolfenstein were actually the first people to develop the first modern shooter. Now, for me personally, I thought it would be, Call of Duty or something like that, but I realized they didn't make Call of Duty back in the 90s. So that's like completely out of the window. Now, for my opinion, Doom was pretty fun. It was really like all over the place. Some of it wouldn't be understandable, or you couldn't understand some of it. But overall, it was kind of fun. Wolfenstein, I've never heard of an older Wolfenstein than Wolfenstein 2, but I mean, that's just me. I started playing Wolfenstein 2, and it was like I lost track. All I remember is the Nazis, so like, like I don't remember much. But yeah, overall those two games were pretty decent. The graphics for that time period were probably the best. I mean, I know Doom is probably so pixelated. There's more pixels than freaking, I don't know, bank camera. But for Wolfenstein, I don't know. I've really, like I said, really never heard of an older Wolfenstein. I just learned this, so that's new to me. And let's go to our second topic. Mortal Kombat. We all know Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is probably one of the funnest, fighting games to play with friends, like screaming at them and yelling, mash the kick button, or, stop jumping in that corner, normal friend stuff. But, Mortal Kombat back in the 90s was the first to lead the creation of ESRB. Now, hold on, let's use my little keyboard hands. What is ESRB? Entertainment Rating Board. So it was a regulatory organization that assigns age and content ratings to consumer video games in all of the countries in the Americas except Brazil. So they were the first to develop a rating, so like M, PG-13 for games, which is kind of bad, because like you walk in and try and buy a GTA, it's pretty much like impossible to buy unless you have your mommy standing right next to you. Yeah. Let's go on to the next topic. Sony. We all know Sony pretty well. Really well, actually. I think they're making like movies now, right? Or am I thinking of something else? Anyways, Sony was the first to enter like video game challenges with Nintendo, where they had this competition of who would create a better game. My opinion, I think Nintendo, because I've been a Mario kid my entire life. Like, Mario was so fun to play on the N64. It was like pretty much my life. And yeah, I feel like Sony, I feel like Sony was only good for Sonic. Like, that's all I remember Sony for. Which Sonic was like fun, but I find the older Sonic to be better than the newer Sonics, because the newer Sonics are kind of like lost. Like, I feel like when they made that kid show, and it was like Knuckles saying, "I'm gonna put like blend up food for the baby," and then Knuckles like grabbing the baby and says, "Okay," and then like goes to put the baby in the blender. Like, I feel like that's the only thing like the Sonic show was ever good for, or like what you could remember. But Nintendo, man, it's just non-stop with them, like non-stop hits. Like, they're always finding something better to like develop and do. Now, the Wonder game, I don't really know too much about. I know for a fact that it's like probably not the best, because all I see is like fatty Mario as an elephant, just, I don't even know, like crushing things. Like, I don't know, I saw like the piranha plant like dancing, and I got all like freaked out, like, oh no, where is Mario going? Like, he's creating world peace. This is like a break in the timeline. This is like bad, very bad. Something's not right. And we'll move on to our final one, the systems of the 90s. So back in the 90s, they used a lot of cartridges to represent all the games. Like, I think they used the Nintendo, where you put the cartridge in, like, blowing on it like a harmonica 40 times to make sure that it goes in and like starts playing the game. But CD-based gaming changes the entire industry of 90s. So everybody has to, they didn't technically trash the cartridges, but they definitely moved on from cartridges to the CD-based more, and made it to where people could just easily have a disc, or like easily be able to move it and not lose it as much, because it'd be like a case. So you could just slide a CD in there and it'd be done and over with without you having to blow it like 40,000 times for it to like function. And nowadays, CD-based gaming isn't the largest thing. It's more online. So you buy everything from a store on the system now, instead of sliding a CD into the PS4 or PS5 or whatever you play. So everybody usually has like a computer, or heck, even some of the time people don't even play video games. They watch TV or watch YouTube. So yeah, well, thank you guys for listening to my ramble about random N64 games. If you enjoyed, follow the Swamp Crew. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.